Good morning, Angela. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Joyce. How are you doing?
Oh, doing all right. Just getting through this very hot summer.
Oh,
Here
wow.
in here in South Louisiana, it is very, very hot.
Yeah, we've been hearing about that on the news. You need to come up to Chicago for a little while. We're not
Mm.
hot. It's raining today, so it's a little toasty, but it's not hot. It's far from hot.
Okay, well, maybe we'll take a trip to Chicago. But
Good.
anyway, we've been having this AI conversation. Um, and of course, NBHE, the National Black Home Educators, we just trust and depend upon you and your organization to kind of lead us in the right direction. Not that you're trying to push us or trying to drive it down our throats, but you are essentially letting us know that this is here.
Hmm.
AI is here and we need to be aware of it because rather we are monitoring or overseeing the education of our children, there's always a leak in the faucet. You know what I mean? To where kids tend to find out about these things. And
Right.
so we want, as parents, we want to be on the front lines of
Absolutely.
instructing our children. I think it's C.S. Lewis who says, and I'm just paraphrasing, but he says, children know a lot about bad people, wickedness, evil, but it's only because we've not told them about the good things, about the heroes.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I'm just paraphrasing that.
Mhm.
But we want to help parents to understand their role as educators to see that our children learn things in the most appropriate way. And guess what? We have a guest. We have my brother, Vernon Coleman, who's
Yeah.
going to be on with us today. He's a computer specialist, and we're going to hear from him today. So at this point, I'm Joyce Burges with the National Black Home Educators. We welcome you to our podcast today.
Yes, yes. And I, again, am Angela Valentine with the Academy of Digital Visionaries and Scholars, which we call ADV Scholars for short. And welcome, Vernon. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Want to get your input on this subject as well. I thought we focus a little bit on the role and responsibility of us as adult educators, as parents, whatever role we may play, guardians in our children's lives. This subject of AI has just taken off by storm, and I want to sound the alarm. Part of what I do with my partnership with Joyce and NBHE and some other organizations is just to sound the alarm, to kind of say, you don't need to know everything. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, but at least know the basics so you can adequately guide your children as to what they should and should not be doing. So, Vernon, what do you think about AI? What have you been hearing? What's your thought, your overall opinion of this subject?
Well, I really haven't, be honest with you, I really haven't spent a lot of time thinking about AI, but just recently, I've been hearing about AI and, how it was going to take over a lot of different jobs and positions and stuff like that. But as far as, just the kids and parents and, the parents guiding their kids, haven't thought too much about that.
Right.
Um, I mean, my sister said, hey, we had this AI um, um, podcast, and I was like, wow, they all in AI. And I said, okay, well, maybe I'll jump in here and start learning something about this
Yeah.
from a perspective of, NBHE and, children, parents, parents being able to guide their children, and how we actually put that out there
Hmm.
on the NBHE website. How do we make parents aware of AI and whatnot, and kind of give them
Right.
some tools and whatnot. But I'm kind of fresh. To be honest with you, I'm kind of fresh. I know that there's a lot of companies out there that are involved in AI. There's a lot of people making a lot of money in
Right.
stocks and whatnot. And so, it's going to be around. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I know that.
Hmm.
So, we all need to understand. what it is and, what the impacts are and whatnot.
And Vernon is speaking because he's come out of the corporate world. And
Right.
so he is, and of course, we're training our children as parents to have jobs and positions.
Mhm.
And so he understands that technology and that computerology, and he understands what that means in the corporate position. So we're just going to listen to your expertise to see and to help us guide parents. And parents, I want you to understand that this is not advice. This is only an offering of consideration
Mhm.
so that you can make the best decisions for your children, for your families.
Absolutely.
We're
Absolutely.
not the experts, and there are many, many people out there that can probably tell you better than we can. But we're just here, being that we're in this space and time, we're just here to offer and focus on the word offer you this information.
Absolutely. And just giving our opinions and our thoughts, based on our experiences. This is an area where we share experiences, and I kind of bring my experience to the table. Vernon's bringing his experience about, knowing that the technology is there, right? And knowing that we're not going to be able to get around it, right? At the same time. But I think what the main thing that's coming across in this podcast is that we need to know more. So before our kids get a stronghold in it and they take off with it, because sometimes our kids are in things that we don't even know, right? They're already the technology with these video games and the metaverse that's going on. But we need to be knowledgeable of what this is. So I just want to encourage parents on this podcast to get connected with NBHE, get connected with ADVScholars, call Mr. Vernon on the phone. I think he's on the website. Ask him some technical questions, right? You have these resources available to you, and we need to come together as a community and talk about what this is and talk about how we approach it with our children, because we don't want them out there right now. It's the wild, wild west in AI. It's unregulated. Kids can sign up. They don't need to be on ChatGPT and some of these other models because it's 18 and above, but they already know about it, right? So we need to have those safeguards there and be knowledgeable enough about it. And that's the purpose of this podcast, how we can bring just little bits of information to keep us informed. If I have a resource, I'm going to share it with NBHE, and maybe we can put it on the website and, just kind of have a database of resources and things that parents need to know. That's what we're here for. And that's what we want to do. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. As usual, I always appreciate and thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure, and we will see you next time.
All righty. Look forward to it.